Hello guys, in this video I'm going to go over a few problems involving polynomial division. The first one is this problem here. So this problem says p of x is a polynomial and here are a few values of p of x. And then you have two questions. What is the remainder when p of x is divided by x minus 7? What you need to remember is the polynomial remainder theorem. And the polynomial remainder theorem tells you that for a polynomial p of x and a number a, when the polynomial is divided by x minus a, the remainder is p of a. Or, in other words, the remainder is the solution to the polynomial where you substitute it by a. Let's see what I'm talking about. Let's do a problem here. So in this problem, we have what is the remainder of p when p of x is divided by x minus 6. So just remember our format. X minus a, where a is a positive number, or if a is a negative number, where a is, in this case, is going to be negative. If a is a positive number, you can write it as this, where those signs will multiply each other and you'll have a plus x plus a. Okay, let's see our problem. So we take this binomial here, x minus 6, and if you notice this, the polynomial will be 6. Remember here, 6. So you can find, okay, 6, your answer should be then, the remainder is p of a. So your remainder is here just negative 5. You see? Negative 5. So that would be the answer, as simple as that. Okay, let's do another one. In this problem, you have what is the remainder when p of x is divided by x plus 1. So just take this, the binomial being divided by the polynomial. You're always going to take this part. Okay, so you can write this one here, x plus 4. And you know, as I said, that this is the same as x minus 4. Okay, and we know then that it's going to be p of negative 4, which is what? P of negative 4, it's here, is negative 1. So the answer to this problem is going to be negative 1. Okay, let's see if that's true. The remainder when p of x is divided by x minus 6 is negative 5, and the remainder when p of x is divided by x plus 4 is negative 1. Okay, let's do another example. See, that's what we got. Negative 5 and negative 1. Let's do another example. Okay, it seems we have no more examples with that, but the main idea here is, that you take this binomial, remember, you take this binomial, if this number is just negative, it's in this form, okay, where this will be your answer. And so this here is going to be this number without the sign, okay? And when your binomial is a positive number, that means that P of x is going to be a negative number, okay? Or in other words, x plus x minus a, where P of a is a negative number. Okay, that's it. And in these cases, it's going to be P of negative 4, P of negative 4, it's going to be 1. That's your remainder. And P of positive 6, P of positive 6 is going to be negative 5. That would be the answer. Let's move on to the next problem. I'm going to take this one here. And here it tells me the polynomial P of x is equals x to the power of 3 minus 7x minus 6. And it has a known factor of x plus 1. Rewrite P of x as a product of linear factors. Well, okay, so what you can do here is if it has a known factor of x plus 1, you can assume, okay, that P of x equals Q of x, which is another polynomial that you do not know, but you can get through division, multiply by x plus 1. That's what it's telling you. So how do you do that? Well, if you have this, the only way for you to know this is if you divide P of x by x plus 1. And we are going to use long division for this. Let me go ahead and erase that. And there are many different ways to write your division signs. Some people like to do it like this sign. Some other people like to do it like this. And some other people like to do it like this. It doesn't matter which one you prefer. Okay? I'm going to use what Khan Academy uses. So let me go ahead and write my first, this polynomial here, x plus 1, and I'm going to divide it by this one, x squared minus 7x minus 6. And then here you know that this is the number being divided, or the dividend. This is the number dividing the number being divided, or the divisor. And here you have the result, or quotient. Okay? So let's start with our problem. Okay, so the first thing that you need to know is I have this term here, x to the power of 3, and I have this term that I want to divide it. Okay, so if I need to get an x that multiplied by this will eliminate this. So what is that? Well, that is x to the power of 2, or x squared. If I multiply x squared times x, the result is going to be x to the power of 3. But then I need to multiply it by the first one and the second one. So x squared times 1 is x squared. Okay. So we'll talk about the notation here in a little bit, but something really important that you really need to pay attention to is when you are dividing a polynomial, you always need to change the sign. Just in division, you subtract it. So everything the signs need to change. So this will be negative and this will be negative because we're subtracting this one from this. Okay, that's really important. Okay, so here these two eliminate each other because x to the power of 3 minus x is 0. So 0, you don't have to write it. But these ones, they don't go together. 7x and 7x squared, so you just write the number down because you cannot subtract each other. You cannot subtract the numbers, the terms. So minus, remember that we changed the sign. So minus x squared minus 7x. Remember, this is pretty similar to dividing just numbers. Because now we have this, and we need to find, let me erase this part because it might be a little confusing. Now we need to find a number that when you multiply it by, or we need to find a number or a term that when you multiply it by x, the result is going to be negative x squared. What term is that? Well, that is negative. Because remember, we need to flip the signs, so they need to have opposite signs. That term is negative x. Because negative x times positive x is going to be negative x squared. Okay? And you need to multiply by both. Negative x times 1 is negative x. Okay. Again, remember, really, really important is to change the sign every time you're subtracting. Okay, so this will be a positive sign, and this will also have a positive sign. So this will eliminate each other, 0, and you end up with this 2, which is positive x minus negative 7. That is what? 6x. Okay? Now you get the last one down, negative 6, which is the last one. The last one goes down, negative 6. And you also need to do this again. Okay, let's do this again. Now we have a negative number again. So let's go ahead with a negative number. And to get negative 6x, you just need to multiply it by 6. So 6 times x is negative 6x. And 6 times 1 is negative 6. And remember, we always need to change the signs. Okay, that's really important. Really, really important. Okay, so the remainder is 0. Because so the remainder here is 0. This term is actually q of x. Okay, so q of x is this term here. We just got it. You can pause the video and check the step-by-step solution. I'm going to go ahead and erase this too. Okay, so now we have q of x, which is this. And we need to factor this. So factor, because they're asking us, rewrite as a product of linear factors. This is not a linear factor. This is a squared. It's not linear. This is linear. So let's factor q of x. Step 1. Let's rewrite q of x. Minus x minus 6. This is in the form, okay, let me write it with a different color. This is in the form x plus m times x plus n, where m plus n equals this number here, the coefficient, -1, and m times n equals this number here, -6. What number is that? That when you add the number, you get -1, and when you multiply the number, you get 6. Well, that's easy because that number is 5. I'm sorry, not 5. That number is -3 times 2. -3 times +2 will give you -6. And 2 minus 3 will give you -1. Or you can say, remember, this is the order of the factor doesn't alter the product. You can say as well that 2 times -3 is 6. So that is that number. And so you just plug in the formula here. So x plus 2 times, remember we have these two numbers, times x minus 3. Okay, and you can say x minus 3 times x minus 2. It doesn't matter. The order does not matter. Okay, so we already have the factor. Let me eliminate that. You can also pause the video if you didn't understand one of the steps I took. Okay, so now we have this. So finally, what we need to do is to write our polynomial as a factor of linear products, okay? Which is going to be x plus 1 times x plus 2 times x minus 3. And that would be your answer. Well, thanks for watching this video. It was a little lengthy. I'll keep recording other videos tomorrow to explain this problem step by step. Make sure you watch the video so that you can go back and redo your tests.